Hello, world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to CodingScientist.com. This is an introduction lesson about a brand new series I am launching, which is called Funny Python. Funny Python is it's a different kind of name, right? So you might be surprised what exactly it is. Funny Python. So it's just a naming convention because, as I said, this is an introduction lesson about a totally a new kind of series, right? So in this series, this is specifically for those who have already gone through my Python programming lessons using Jetson Nano. So who already have the basic knowledge about Python, because most of the Python projects I'm going to demonstrate in this particular series are very complex gaming applications and also several day-to-day useful applications which we use, right, either on Python or any other programming languages. However, most of the applications what we design and use, including the gaming apps, is based on Python only, right? So we will directly start building Python projects in this particular series instead of going through loops and functions and lists and tuples, blah blah blah, all those things in Python. So I have covered most of the basic stuffs in my previous series couple of months back. So I hope you have gone through that. If not, there are loads of other tutorials to learn about Python basics. Do go through the basics and come back to this particular lesson where we will have a lot of fun in building gaming applications. So folks, in this series of lessons, I will walk through pretty much high level information about each projects and show you the glimpse of Python codes which I had been using while building the applications. I am assuming that you already have the basic knowledge, so hence I will not be talking about each and every lines of code. I will show you the code at a pretty high level and I will leave the code file in my GitHub account for you to download and read through. You can take the source code absolutely free of cost from me. If you need a fully functional application built on Python, do reach me out. I will build it for you, or I will share the application which I have already built. You can deploy either on Jetson Nano or on your Windows machine or any other Linux based machine. I will be glad to coach you and provide you a one-on-one sessions and also all the resources to build the Python applications, either gaming app or several other projects which I am going to show you in this particular series. All right, guys. So before we get into several funny and useful Python application called Funny Python, we need to download bunches of Python libraries. So I am going to show you what those libraries are, and it's pretty easy to install, using the command prompt. Open a terminal, the command terminal or CLI terminal on your Windows. On the left side, if you are using a Windows machine, you need to just go to the bottom search bar and type CMD. It will open a black window, a command line window, and you can directly execute each of these command lines. So let me walk you through each of these libraries, what it does and what it's going to do and what we are going to use it for. So the first one, pip install OpenCV minus Python. So this is OpenCV. Who does not know in this world, right? OpenCV-Python is it's a library of Python binding designed to solve computer vision problems, right? So OpenCV makes use of Numpy, which is highly optimized library for numerical operation. And the next one is py space minus m space pip space install space minus uppercase U Pygame. Pygame is another popular library. Pygame is a cross-platform set of Python modules which is used to create video games. All right, we are going to build a lot of games in this particular series, guys, using Python. So it basically, this particular library consists of computer graphics and your sound libraries designed to be used with the Python programming language. All right, the next library is pip install PyPDF2. PyPDF2 is another library which is a pure Python PDF library capable of splitting, merging together and cropping and transforming the PDF pages files, right? It can retrieve texts and metadata from the PDF as well as merge the entire files together into one single array. So that's what we are going to play around with. And of course, there are a couple of other libraries, which is PyTTSX3. So what exactly it is? Many of you would have come across. This is a text-to-speech conversion library in Python. Unlike any alternative libraries, this particular library works offline as well as online. So once you deploy this library into your Jetson Nano, you can disconnect Wi-Fi and you can deploy text to speech translations and stuff like that. So which is pretty interesting. And the next one is PyQR code, pip install PyQR code. Guys, this pip install is a command line which you need to type on your terminal, pip space install space PyQR code, like that for all the libraries. Okay. In case if you are using Jetson Nano or any other Linux machine, you may need to use pip3, which is for the Python 3 version. For Windows, pip install is sufficient. You can, on Windows 10 especially, you can use pip install followed by the library name. So PyQR code module is a QR code generator that is simple to use and written in pure Python. The module can basically automate most of the building process for creating QR codes. And the next one is Colorama, pip install Colorama. It's a simple cross-platform API for printing colored text into the terminal, right? You open up a terminal, run the Python code, and you can see all your text being converted into multiple colors, and that will populate on your terminal itself using Python. So that's what it's going to be. There are a couple of other bunch of libraries, like for example pip install TK. So what is TK? You can call it as a tkinter. So TK is a free and open source cross-platform widget toolkit that provides a library of basic elements of GUI, graphical user interface widgets, for building a graphical user interfaces for your Python code. So we will be using this particular library when you start building your gaming application, which will reside at behind, and your the screens will populate with all the logics and algorithms. The next one is pip install Player, PLYER. So Player is a Python library again for accessing features of your hardware or whichever the platform you use, either Jetson Nano or your laptop or any other Linux machines and stuff. Next one is pip install text blob. So text blob is a Python library for processing textual data. It provides a very simple API for driving any kind of very commonly used NLP, natural language processing tasks, such as part of a speech tagging or sentiment analysis and stuff like that. So we will be using this as well. And of course we have a couple of other libraries, like for example pip install PyTube. So what is PyTube? PyTube is a lightweight library written in Python. It has no third-party dependency and it aims to be very highly reliable. PyTube also makes pipelining of any video streams very easy, allowing you for specific set of callback functions, stuff like that we will be using in Python code. The next one is pip install Kivy, Kivy. Kivy is a free and open source Python framework for developing mobile apps. You have used loads of mobile apps on a day-to-day basis, right? So we all use it. So we will be building some kind of mobile app for your video games or any other application you intend to build in this particular series of lessons. And other multi-touch application software with natural user interface. That is what Kivy does. The next one is Pillow, pip install Pillow. Pillow is a Python image library, PIL. That is why it's called Pillow, which basically adds support for opening the images which is in your system and does a lot of manipulation on that. So it's pretty interesting. We will be using some of the AI stuff using Pillow as well. And then the next one, of course, the matplotlib. So this is pretty very common. I'm sure many of you would have used one of my previous series in Jetson Nano. I showed you how to use Numpy and matplotlib. So go through that and come back to this lesson. So matplotlib is a plotting library for the Python programming language, and it's numerical mathematics extension for Numpy. NumPy. So it provides an object-oriented API for embedding plots into applications using general purpose GUI toolkits like, say for example, Tickinter, right? So which I showed you just in the previous slide. We will also pip install newspaper. So what is a newspaper, guys? It's pretty tricky, right? It's nothing but your physical newspaper what you get every day. So newspaper is a Python module used for extracting the phrases from newspaper articles, the soft copy articles from Google. So newspaper uses pretty advanced newspaper library for Python. It uses a very advanced algorithms with web scraping to extract all the useful text from the website. So whatever the text we want from that particular article, we can just extract, manipulate it, and play around that particular with that data. The next library is pip install NLTK. So what is NLTK library? It's a natural language toolkit. Okay, it's a platform basically used for building Python programs that work with human language data for applying in statistical natural language processing, NLP. It contains text processing libraries for tokenizations or stemming or classifications of data, and several other semantic reasoning. All right, the next one we have is pip install GTTS. So what is GTTS? It's Google Text to Speech. It's again a Python library, and it's a command line interface tool. It's a CLI tool to interface with Google Translates, which basically text to speech API. So we can do ton loads of magic using this particular Python library. We will also install Livewire, which is another very basic Python library which is required. So guys, what I suggest is go ahead and install all these libraries, keep things ready. What we will do is, once you are ready with all this set of libraries, for example, say let's begin with OpenCV. So you may get panicked. Oh my god, this looks like a pretty complex OpenCV is a complex stuff. No, if you are using Windows or any of the Linux platform, either ARM architecture or AMD architecture like Jetson Nano or a laptop, it's very easy, guys. Just try to use the terminal command. Use the exact same command, pip install OpenCV -Python. It will just walk you through in a jiffy. Do not worry. In case if you come across any issues, do reach out to me. I'll help you out. Alright guys. So that's it for this particular lesson. Do stay tuned. I am going to be back in the next video. We will start building. We will get into the projects, the Python projects directly. As I explained, I'm not going to talk about line by line codes. I'm just going to give you a demo of each and every gaming applications and mobile apps and some of the other applications. So all those combined together, we can deploy those, whatever you learned in this particular series, into your robotics application as well. And in fact, some of the gaming apps, I'm also trying to put it in the JetBot, the kit. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.